Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the 10-star Kizuna clash against Blackbeard with the no BOA friend captain teams. So in today's video, we're taking down the 10-star event for each variation with a team that doesn't use any of the batch at all, so not even a friend captain. Starting off over here on the side variation, that was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, the team is led by Alba and Blackbeard. I always like to try and cross-combine captains. We live in a hybrid meta right now, and if you don't have one, you can just bring the other. Like, it's... if you don't have Alba, bring Blackbeard. If you don't have Blackbeard, then you bring Alba. Whitebeard is on this team is pretty much replaceable, so, like, if you don't have him, don't stress. The key unit is Queen for stage 2. He's actually going to give you end of turn damage, so that way you can get around this stage where there's 5 turns of, 5 turns of resilience. There's also an attack down for 5 turns if you blow a 3 times chain boundary. So utilizing Blackbeard on this stage and hitting 2 perfects works exceptionally well. Now, I use the Whitebeard special here purely because I don't need it for the final stage, and that allows me to kill with 3 taps. Ideally, you want to be able to kill with 3 taps, or use a support that can lock orbs. There's a bunch of, like, powerhouse characters on this team, because there's a bunch of cerebral characters as well. So you could use like the Perispero support, you could use Custard support to lock in characters' orbs on something like Queen, and that way you don't have to worry about the barrier that will eventually turn up after level 30 on the final stage. There's 5 turns of defense up, which will turn into 6, so that's why using Lucario on this stage is awesome. You also get 5 turns of pain, so the pain is going to go to 30,000, which is a lot. So, we are using Marco here. When you're below 50% HP though, Marco actually gives you a 2.5 times color affinity boost to your powerhouse characters. Really nice stuff, because he also gives you like a 50,000 heal. So he's going to give you back like 20,000 on top of still giving you a very nice buff as well. Using the super type and the special of Alba is going to give you a bunch of chain shenanigans. You're left with about 30,000 HP here, which you will lose a little bit more because of the pain going to 30,000, but for now we can use Blackbeard and we should be absolutely hunky-dory there. So that's first Sai. It is going to get a little bit shaky later down the line, especially after level 30, because you will probably lose either an attack buff or some sort of buff from either Alba or Blackbeard, but hey, we'll see how far it gets if you use it. Moving on to verse Ints now, we are using the Dream Team combination of the Gear 5 duo. The 2 Gear 5s basically just cover like everything in this fight. It's actually wild. The only thing you have to take care of is defense up, and to do that we are running the Treasure Map Zoro and Treasure Map Sanji combination, which is just fantastic for this Kizuna as well. However, I do understand a lot of people don't have this combination, so like you can just replace Zoro with the Rare Recruit Zoro from the, batch? The Killer and Hawkins batch. And then you just want to bring a multi-stage chain boundary unit, something like Wano Law, and if you have the Tesoro ship, that's going to help you out even more. On stage 2, Katarina Devon has 5 turns of defense up. She has a 2 perfect barrier, and she binds your left-hand column. She also makes it harder for you to hit perfects, which is a little bit annoying, but you can't use a chain boundary on the final stage, so ideally you want to bring a 3-turn chain boundary or a 3-turn chain lock, something like that, so that way you can be above the certain chain threshold that you need. I think you need to be above 3.75 on the final stage. Friend Captain BOA is going to help you out there, but look, we're not using BOA. So the combination Zoro Sanji works absolutely fantastic. You have Barrier Pen with Usohachi as well down the bottom there. Usopp Yasop. So you can just easily get through the barrier. You don't even have to worry about using the EX. But you can save the EX for this last stage, and that's going to make your Sight Orbs a 3 times multiplier, which is massive. Because you have the plus buff of Odin, you are going to increase that orb buff. However, I did goof here. You do want to save Odin for the final stage, because Odin gives you a 3-turn attack boost. After level 30, Blackbeard's actually going to have an Intimidation for attack buffs. You also get Despaired on your captains, but that doesn't matter. So using the Gear 5 6+ friend captain on turn 2 is going to be way better. And then you can save Odin for this final stage. Just make sure you use Luffy before Odin, so that way Luffy gives you the color affinity, and then Odin becomes your attack booster to avoid the intimidation. With this, you have base stats, chain boundary, chain boost, color affinity. Yeah, you have a lot with this team. Like, it's not unga bunga damage, but like it'll get you there. You know, like it'll take you places. Alright, so finally we got probably the most fun team that I've put together for this particular Kizuna. Now, I did change something up. I did take off Kaido and I replaced him with Hiyori, because we don't have type advantage, so keeping the Wano Orbs isn't challenging, but it was just way easier with Hiyori. She's just very, very good for stage 2. Plus, I took off Usohachi and replaced him with Robin. Usohachi weren't providing all that much because I already had base stats, and I already had a conditional boost. So I thought, hey, I'll just bring Robin. If you don't have Robin, just use whoever. Like, it's just more damage with Robin. That's basically it. Or you could just bring someone to help you out on stage 2, because I used the Vivi support on Hiyori to give myself an orb boost for my cerebral characters. Now, on turn 1, you're either going to get a full board of 1 orbs or a full board of recovery, depending on where you put your Luffy or where you put your Hiyori. If you get recovery orbs, just activate the Sheath of Zoro and then go back into the regular Zoro mode. That's going to give you a full board of 1 orbs, and then you can just move on. On stage 2, you get a 51% HP cut. There's 5 turns of damage reduction and 5 turns of threshold. Using Hiyori here is great because not only do you heal back that 51% HP cut, but you also get a full board of 1 orbs that you then lock moving into the final stage. You can use the free-to-play Zoro special here. You can replace him with Bobbins if you guys want to use Zoro as your captain, and then bring Shanks as a friend captain. That will absolutely work fine. But remember, the mobs around the outside, they're actually going to run away. So, like, if you guys are struggling for damage on this stage, because it does seem very, very tight, you guys can easily just focus everything in on Shiryu, and then the mobs around the outside will run away. Like that's going to work absolutely fine. Like, do not stress whatsoever. On the final stage, you're going to get orb locked. You get bomb orbs, but we have Wano, so that doesn't matter. There's a damage limiter for 50% of Blackbeard's HP, and then you get 5 turns of Special Bind, which eventually will become 6 turns, and after level 30, you get a 0.1 recovery debuff. So, like, you just basically can't heal. Like, that's really the big issue, you know. Other than that, we are going to activate the Luffy special to remove the special bind. He's also going to give us an orb boost and a base stat boost to our free spirit characters, which this whole team pretty much is, except for the Hiyori and the Clash Zoro, but like that's really okay. Robin doubles the conditional. Shanks gives us a color affinity and a chain boost. Zoro does another conditional, doubles the chain, the damage limiter, and gives us an attack boost. And then Shanks is actually going to turn Blackbeard into a strength character, so we don't have to worry about all these multi-types. Don't worry about the multi-types. Don't worry about the damage limiter. This team just says goodbye to both of them. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, if you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.